Options are a fantastic derivative instrument. If you know how to use it, it has many applications, and it really makes little sense to actually buy and invest in stocks for speculative reasons if you know how to play with options. The options is, the markets for options is much more interesting, and if you know what you're doing and if you get it right, you can make your money massively. There is this guy called Thales of Miletus. Miletus is present-day Turkey, somewhere in Asia Minor. He was one of the great philosophers of his time, brilliant mathematician and so on. People would make fun of him. Well, if you're so smart, why aren't you rich? So he said, well, let me show you then. So he came up with all this idea. There was a normal market for olives. Every year, people would pick up their olives. They'll bring them to the olive mill and they make oil out of it. He, however, predicted much better than average, because he was a smart mathematician, I guess, much better than average, yields and demand for olives. So he went to all these olive mills and say, hey, I'd like to give you a little bit of money now for the exclusive rights to lose your mill. People said, why would you do that? You really don't. Come at any time. But he says, well, maybe I have an idea here. So what he did, the demand overwhelmed the prices shot up, and his little investment made him tons of money. Let me explain it in another way that makes much more sense. Aerosmith is coming to Sofia in about, on the 15th, I think. So, let's assume at the moment the ticket master sells tickets at 30 leva per ticket. And let's say, well, he goes back home. He says, I think there is something here. I want to make a little bit of money here. And he comes up with an evil plan. Not really an evil, it's a really decent plan. He goes to, before we know anything about the event, he does his homework and his computation. He thinks that the demand for this concert will be huge. So he goes to the ticket master and says, listen, I give you 5 leva. I'm not buying any tickets now, but I give you 5 leva for the option to buy these 1,000 tickets at any time from here to the beginning of the concert for 30 leva each. The tellers say, well, that's great. They cost 30 leva. He's giving me 5. So if he buys them, I'll make 35 on them. That's great. So, okay, they keep you 1,000 tickets, and you pay me 5 leva for each up front. We take the money and we keep the tickets for you. Wonderful. So, we wait in suspense and see what happens. Now we have 2 scenarios in our prediction. Let's say in the first scenario, the Aerosmith show is again a hit. Steven Tyler is as popular as ever. So the demand for the show is huge. Tickets sell out in a single day, and instantaneously there is a secondary black market for them. Let's not call it black, just call it a perfect efficient market. Only for market purposes, of course. And now the prices is up to 75 leva. People just queue up for this stuff. They want to see Steve Tyler. So, now he has a wonderful day. He has the option. They still keep 1,000 tickets for him. And he can buy them at 30 leva at any time. So he says, wonderful. He goes, he buys them at 30 leva. Assuming markets are efficient, he doesn't have to go in front of the arena. He just flips them around and he sells them for 75. Right? So he made an investment of 5,000 leva, but his revenue, his profit was 35,000, which is the difference between 75, actually it should be 45, never mind. I didn't have my coffee this morning. So he made about 6 times his investment. It's beautiful for him. He made a little investment, only 5,000. He didn't have to actually pay up front, for 1,000 tickets, the whole amount. He only paid a little bit. But then the leverage he got over this, as the prices moved his way, was great. So he made 6 times his money in this example. In the second scenario, nobody cares for poor old Steve Tyler any longer. and nobody shows at the concert. There is no demand for it, and the organizers really want to at least move some tickets, so from 30 level they go down to 10. Well, he goes out and says, hey, I have tickets for 30, anybody? Of course, nobody wants them. They can go at the counter and buy them for 10. So, in this case, our friend loses everything. While his options expire worthless, nobody cares for his tickets. What this illustrates is, obviously, options are very, you invest a little bit, and you can make massive percentages if the position goes your way. But if the position gets around you, against you, you stand to lose everything. Therefore, options are considered very risky instruments. They are indeed risky. If you don't know what you do, and chances are you'll be wiped out of the market fairly quickly. So options